Hello, welcome to my channel if you're here for the first time. Welcome back if you've been following. Today, we're going to be talking about a series that I found. I had to pull an Audible. The series that I thought was historical fiction was not. So I had to mix it up. And I'm sorry, these are on my tablet. I'm just finding to where I just don't want to spend money on books that I may not keep. So from here on out, you might get a lot of books on my tablet. So just throwing you that way. But today we're going to be talking about the Moses Chronicles. So heads up, this is more of a religious thing. So obviously the Moses Chronicles, this is a story of Moses, but it's historical fiction, right? Like the main parts of the story are the same as the Bible, but then there's this whole story that you're like, I don't know if it happened this way, but it's a trilogy, so there's 3 books in it. So the first one is Bondage. So this is the 3 of them are all really quick. Like I think they're all under 300 pages. So these are pretty quick reads. The first one is Bondage. So this Bondage starts out obviously with Moses in Egypt. If you know the story, the Pharaoh Seti sent out an edict at the time that Moses was born that all children, I want to say under a certain age, would be killed. Well, Moses was under this age, so I'm going to probably butcher these names. So his birth mother, Jochebed, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. Put him in a basket on the Nile River, sent him down to save his life, where Bethiah, who is the daughter of Pharaoh Seti, found him, took him in, decided to raise him as his own. So Bondage starts with Moses in Egypt, right? He's really good friends with Ramses and I think it's Bantu. They're supposed to be his cousins. So this is a story. It starts with him in Egypt and then it ends obviously with him having to flee Egypt for a crime he committed against a taskmaster, and then Bethiah, I think that's how you pronounce it, told him the truth about his heritage. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. So yeah, you kind of see Moses's struggles. Obviously, even though he was raised Egyptian, he struggles with how the Hebrews are being treated, and this might be a spoiler, but the crime he committed was actually killing a taskmaster. So yeah, he flees. So that is Bondage. The second one is Deliverance. Sorry, I'm trying to show you guys the covers. Deliverance. Oh, sorry, and these are by H.B. Moore. I probably did not tell you that. So this is the story of Moses going into the wilderness, meeting the people of Midian, right? Just living his life. So again, spoiler alert, so skip like 10 seconds. He finds his wife. Just kidding. You probably know the story if you know anything about the story of Moses. Because like I said, these are actual characters. It's just the story, like, you don't know if that happened. But I feel like it was tastefully done. So this is him, yeah, kind of living in the wilderness, finding his wife, getting there, and then it ends with him getting the call from the Lord on Mount Horeb to go and free his people. So you see him, he knows kind of nothing about the Hebrew religion, except that unlike the Egyptians, they serve one God, and the Egyptians like had a God for everything, like the rain, they had it for the sun, all these different things. So you see him kind of learning from his father-in-law Jethro, and yeah, it ends with him being called to go. So the third one is Exodus. Is the third one. So obviously this is the story of Moses coming back to Egypt, trying to get the Pharaoh, who is now Ramses, to free his people. In this book, he actually gets to meet his birth family, and yeah, he loves that he has two mothers now. But this is a story of, yes, the plagues, Moses and Aaron working together, and kind of the plagues, which ends in, if you know the Bible, the plague of the killing of all the firstborns. But if they painted a specific symbol on the door, it passed over them, so the Hebrews were okay. But the plague of the deaths of all the firstborn, even the cattle, right? It was like humans and beasts. Kind of had Pharaoh to send them off. And then you also in this book get the story of the Egyptians chasing them down. At the end, the waters parting of the Red Sea and the closing of the Red Sea. So, and then they're just off. Like, it doesn't end with them finding the promised land, right? It just ends with them wandering in the wilderness for the 40 years that they did. But these are all 5 out of 5. They were tastefully done. Obviously, right, the important parts, you keep the biblical events correct. And they were, right? The plagues, all the miracles, the parting of the Red Sea. You get him hitting the rock with the staff, the manna coming down from heaven, and the quail. You get all those here. So it's awesome. And then, yeah, all the characters, the way it happened, right? Because you watch some movies, mostly The Prince of Egypt, right? The animated movie, they depict that it was actually Ramses' mom that adopted Moses, and they were like brothers. But really, they were just cousins. So they kept like all the historical information accurate. And then I liked the story. I didn't know what to expect, but I saw these. I was like, okay, it was just a cool thing. I really liked all the characters. I feel like it was good development. I mean, you kind of see it, but to like see the development of Moses, to go from like, they call him a prince in the movie, The Prince of Egypt, but here, just from like, he is the son of the daughter of Pharaoh, so he is considered Egyptian royalty. So to see him kind of go from that to like, I'm delivering these people, an entire people, from bondage, and just to see his development, and yeah. And again, you get the diversity of characters, right? You have nomads in there who are just, they have learned to survive from the desert. You have the Hebrew villages that are different, and then you have like the people of Midian that are different, and the Egyptians. So I just like all these different cultures and people, and they all have their similarities, but right, they're all different. Trying to think if there's anything else. I kind of would have liked more. I mean, I guess that would have been a lot, but if it had been me, I might have written a 4th book just to get them to the promised land, because it would have been cool to like finish the story. So that's kind of the only thing, because you kind of get everything else, right? You get some romance, right? Because you get to see Moses find his wife and Miriam find her husband. And Miriam is the sister of Moses. Bethiah, Moses' mom, gets married. Sorry, these are all spoilers. So you get some romance, you get some religion, and then you get like, I just like books where you can learn. So I like the fact that it may not, the story itself is not accurate, but some of the facts and things that happen in the story are. So I like also that you get the learning aspect of reading, because some books, right, are just for pleasure, but it's what I like about like historical fiction, is that you normally get some truth, so you can still learn as you read. So that is that. I really have enjoyed doing historical fiction. I feel like I've got a variety based on the history teachers that recommended books to me, so go watch that video. The Passion of Dulce Vlog, right? Go check out that one that Ian and Ashlyn gave me. It has been fun doing historical fiction. Yeah, and this will probably be the last video for that. Next week should be the month wrap up, where I talk about all the books that I've read this month. So, yeah, I think that's it. So go check out these. It's called the Moses Chronicles. They are a trilogy. It's by H.B. Moore. It's really good. I think you'll really enjoy this if you are, well, even if you're not really religious. I mean, obviously it's Moses, right? So they do bring religion into it, but I don't feel like it's overbearing. So even if you're not like a religious person, I feel like you can still enjoy these stories. So I feel like that was tastefully done, to where you're keeping the religious aspect alive, but it's not like so overbearing that I feel like I'm not a religious person, so I don't read it all. So yeah, stay tuned for next week month wrap up. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share the video, right? My subscriber viewers keep going up, so I love it, and that's thanks to you guys. You guys are spreading the word, so thank you so much. If you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because why not? You know you want to. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you can be notified of every videos. Monday and Wednesday I do a children's book, since I'm a preschool teacher. I go through how to read it with your kids, and then Saturday I do the books that I'm reading. Normally I'll do a fun way to choose a book, a vlog, and then I like to read a series every month. And then if there's an extra week, I'll do a challenge. So that's kind of my pattern. But Saturdays are those type of things. And I would love to hear your thoughts on these books if you read them. I never heard of them before. I don't like language or spice my books, so I'm getting a lot of these from Deseret Book. If I go to their like bookshelf app, if I type in historical fiction or romance or any sort of genre, it'll bring up books, and I can normally trust those. So that's where I found these. So maybe you haven't read them. If you have, I'd love to hear it. Similar books like this, I'm always up for recommendations or just any thoughts you have. And yeah, you guys are the best, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.